This conference will now be recorded.
Hey guys, apologies. Morning, actually, I have some network issues. Hope you are able to hear now. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, thanks for the confirmation. Okay, so yeah, what we were discussing morning is custom event properties. This custom event properties, whenever we are not able to do the normalization or parsing basically. See, every log has a raw log. So nothing but event stamp when that event is generated, event stamping meaning, and also username, and also user ID, and source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, and payload information. So this custom event properties normally when we will use, so whenever that raw log will be normalized to parser log, and some of the additional so tabs or fields will be there. So to convert that raw log to additional fields, we will use this custom event properties. So got it, right? So example, consider one of the event contains raw log contains, so event stamp, event ID, and also source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port, authentication successful or failure. So then payload information, and additionally any other information is there. And by default, so QRadar is not supporting to convert that so customized raw event log format. In that scenario, this customization event properties will come into the picture. So to convert those, so additional field of the raw log, whatever, so field will be there, that field will be converted to so normalized log. For non-standardized log formats, it will be converted using normalized custom event properties. So for that purpose, we will use this custom event properties. So once again, for so normalized so events of the raw logs, so that meaning here by default QRadar will support user IP and also username and also event ID, timestamp, source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, all those information we can see, and in the similar way EPS count and so on. So for example, additional raw log information, anything is there for those non-standardized log event format. If you want to convert to the normalized log event format, additional field, in that scenario, this customized event properties we will normally configure. So this customized event properties once again is depending on the multiple parameters and how to create this customized event properties. Okay, so that is using regular expressions, that is using the JSON format, that is using the leaf format, that is using the common event format. So these are all the three different types of additional extractions normally we will use. One is the extraction based, so custom event properties we will use. One is calculation based, mathematical or algebra numerical operators we will use. One is aerial query based, nothing but we will write the query language and we'll convert that raw event log format of the whatever non-standardized log formats are there, we can convert it to the normalized event log format. So that is the meaning custom event proper. Custom means it customized. So if you want to make the customized event properties, we have to use these different types of selections. So one is extraction based. In the extraction based, so what are the different types of that payload basically? So it will use regular expressions, it will use the JSON related format, it will use the leaf related, it is the CF related, and also it will use the XML expressions and so on. Okay, and in the calculation base, so we'll go and we'll see extraction based. Now I clicked on extraction based. Under the extraction based, so there are multiple fields will be there. Okay, so in this one you can see you can define the custom properties from an event payload. Okay, so whatever payload it is generating, that is the custom payload. For that custom payload, so additional options whatever available, those options can be converted from so non-event or non-normalized or non-parser log to parser log. Okay, The payload is not only payload, any other options also. Payload as well as any other options. Okay, by default, it will do this some parsing related, as I mentioned, username, password, or user ID, event ID. Okay, so source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port. Okay, those are all the different fields. If raw log contains any additional information and also any additional payload, in that scenario, using this, okay, so different types of custom event properties, you can convert those non-event or non-normalized log format to normalized log format. For that purpose, we will use this one. So that is what they are saying, that you can define this custom event properties from an event payload, most of the case for payload related. So using the below options, you can test your regular, regex means regular expressions. Regular expressions entry that you wish to use the define your custom properties. Okay, if you navigate this window, okay, those the details. So how they can define this one? So using these are all the different options we have to define. One is the existing property. If you want to change the existing property, whatever by default I mean already by default curator is supporting, for that one, if you want to change that one, or whether you want to create a new property. So for example, I want to create a new property like a payload. Okay, payload of the raw log. So in that scenario, so what is the additional okay, so enable for use rules and forwarding profiles and also search for indexing. Because this one we have to do the aggregation, we have to do the filtering, we have to do the indexing, we have to do the, okay, parsing and so on, backend process. So that is the meaning. So enable for use in rules. So this option we have to enable in the rules and also in the collection of the logs, nothing but aggregation and also grouping of the logs and also indexing. All these are backend processes. Okay, and also field type, there are multiple fields it will support, alphanumeric and also numeric, IP, port, date and time. So example IP. So in that case, I will provide like IP address is whatever source IP that payload is coming, 10.10.10.1 example. And property expression definitions. So selection, so which log source type we want to enable. So whether you want to enable to, right now these many, but in your organization it is contains the multiple log source of the different types of log source. All those things will be appear here. Example, firewalls, proxy servers, IDS, IPS, okay, all the Windows servers, Linux servers, applications, infrastructure servers, so everything. So that particular log source we have to define. So whatever payload you want to, okay, so payload has more information and that one you want to make it like a normalized event or parsed event. So example, I want to make it for firewall, then I have to choose the firewall. If I want to make it for Linux server, I have to choose it for Linux server. Okay, so example Linux in this scenario, because this one is already Linux related logs, they integrated already, you know. Okay, so then we have to additionally provide, give me 1 second. Sorry guys. So you have to select that one, and if you want to, okay, so completely browse that total raw log itself or event, so you can browse and you can upload, that option also available. So whatever that raw log of the entire field you want to, okay, so convert to normalized event, so we have to use this option also. Entire raw log we have to export. For example, if it's Linux server, we have to use the TCP dump file. If it is a firewall, from directly firewall level itself, we have to export the logs. If it is a proxy server, we have to export from the proxy. With a Windows server, we have to export from the Windows server. So most of the cases from the server side, we have to use the TCP dump. We'll call it a TCP dump. We'll use a TCP dump to, okay, so export the files of the logs, and those logs we have to copy and we have to import here. Okay, there you have to export from the servers and we have to import it here. Browsing means that one. Otherwise, if it is a firewall, means firewall itself we have to export the logs and we have to bring it to here and we have to import. Okay, so next one is if it is a category side, category of the, okay, if you are not using or exporting directly or integrating the logs of the respective log source, anyway you selected that option. And category of the logs, so there are different types of category of the severity of the logs. We have high, medium, low, informational, warning, errors, Okay, these are all the syslog. These are all the different types of log informations or categories we have. So that log information categories we have to define here. So example, you can see these are all the different types of category of the logs. Okay. So example, I will choose the flow or maybe events and so on. So extracting using regular expressions or JSON or key path. Okay, so leaf related format or common event format or a generic list or numeric value. So most of the case we'll use either regular expressions or leaf or CEF. Okay, so example leaf. So leaf means that key. So example, when you are exporting the log, we have to give one key from the server's level. That key we have to enter. Okay, then we have to give test button and we have to save button. So this is the way how we have to take care of the customized payloads if you want to make, okay, non-normalized events to normalized events or non-normalized parse logs to parse logs. For that purpose, we'll use this custom event properties. Remember once again, custom event properties when we will use non-normalized event logs to normalized event logs or non-parse logs to parse logs. Most of the cases we will use it for payload. If you want to convert that payload from unparsed log to parsed log or unnormalized log to normalized log, for those two scenarios, we'll use this custom event properties. Second one is calculation based. So calculation based meaning here. So we have to use the, okay, so respective mathematical calculations or maybe numerical operators. So yeah, this is what add, subtract, multiple, divide. So example property type. So QID or maybe severity, all these are multiple options are available. So example, maybe take that directly from QID means QRadar ID. So this one of type of signature basically. So take this one or maybe offense custom, or otherwise I will take bytes itself directly and add select a property. So which property you want to make it a other operator. So property, one property to another property, you are comparing. So normalization. So most of the cases, custom event properties, whenever we are referring, it is nothing but normalization, backend normalization. So what did I say? Normalization definition: rescaling of the logs. Rescaling of the logs are converting one log format and the log format, that is parsing. So for these two purposes, we will use the custom event property. Rescaling of the logs, how we will do? Based on the calculation based, based on the extraction based, based on the ARL query based. Using these three different types of things, we can do normalization. Okay. So second option is this one, and we have to compare here property 1 to property 2. We have to compare, we have to add, we have to subtract, and we have to save. That is one of the option. Third one is equal based. So here nothing but we have to write the queries here. So queries directly, ARL queries, we have to write the queries. So queries based, so enter the queries. So example, okay, so select star from table so and so, that in such a way we have to write the queries based. So where can you identify the queries and how to get those queries? We have IBM QRadar administrator guide will be there. From there we can get those queries, how to write the queries. So example similar to like a structured query language from SQL server. Similarly, same as it is here also we'll write the queries. So example host IP equal to event ID equal to 4625, username equal to X user. So in such a way we have to write the queries. So that expression we have to enter here. Whatever query you want to enter. So for the log format types, example, you can write select star insert property 1, property 2, property 3 related to events. Example, username, user IP, source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port. Those fields we have to enter. So they already given some of the examples also. Okay, so this is the examples they provided. So this backend mechanism basically. So most of the cases we will not make any customized event properties. Most of the cases, whatever by default QRadar is separate, very rare cases. Maybe you can ask, once I will join in a company, if I'm going for implementation level also, how to write all these, whether I have to do myself implementations, no. Most of the cases, 90%, 99% cases also, whatever it is supporting here, default regular expressions and default calculation based, default aerial query based, already they have raised that one, only we will use it. So very rare cases we'll go for these options, because our logs will be customized. Our logs, whatever are generating, our payloads, whatever it is generating, most of the 99% cases it will support by default by curator vendor. If it is not supporting, then you don't know how to write, then we have to raise a support case with the vendor. Then we have to send those logs to the vendor, and then vendor of the R&D team. R&D team means nothing but here engineering team. So they will take those raw logs, and then they will make those customized event properties. Then they will come to online and they will enter all these queries here. There is no need to worry. Okay, so that is, so some of the examples they provided, example, so you can see here example maybe. So access related um, yeah, IBM database. So description, this one is access intent, access related, that is property of the custom event properties whatever they generated. And also here they enabled field type is alphanumerical, and default custom extraction of the access intent from DSM payload. So this is DSM means device support module. As I said, for third party logs integrations, normally we'll use this DSM module. Okay, so this is already by default. Default meaning here, so already curator vendor is supporting this option. That is the meaning. So log source type is IBM database, and also category they selected as any for everything. Regular expression intent equal to, so these expressions they have written regular expressions. So using this plus and also numerical characters, it will convert that payload whatever it is generating. Okay, so on the database of the whatever database it is supporting, that particular database, it will convert that payload to normalized payload of the normalized payload of the parser log. Okay, in the similar way, we can go for one more Microsoft related example. So Microsoft related, so here they provided the aerial query based. So aerial query based. So this is the event storm. This is the event storm. This is raw log. STP, this is raw log. So this is raw log information. Okay, raw log information. They copy pasted here, and existing property account name wise. Okay, and enabled use case alphanumeric once again. Default custom extraction of the account name from DSM payload. Okay, so log source type, Microsoft Windows Security Event Log. So this is Windows related event log, Windows related event log. Okay. And regular expression they have defined as, okay, so target account name star they provide. Star is nothing but from all the logs. So this is the customized raw log. This is normal raw log. For this one, they want to make or convert to normalized event. So in that scenario, they use this field. So log source type, this is from Windows related logs, and the regular expression is this one. So this is the expression they used to convert that non-normalized Windows event log to, okay, normalized event log. So that is nothing but normalization, rescaling of the logs. Okay, so rescaling of the logs is depending on, so I given one example also. If it is two types of, okay, two types of logs are there. One event is 500 kb and one event is 1000 kb. In that scenario, they will add some mathematical calculation. So mathematical calculation and squeeze and stretch, I told you, right? Squeeze and stretch. Example, whatever 500 kb is there, they will stretch the log and they will make 750 kb, and whatever 1000 kb of the log or event is there, then they will squeeze and they will make it 750 kb, and they will make it like a uniformity of the log. That is what we discussed in the normalization. But how to do this is practically. So using regular expressions, using numerical functions, using mathematical calculation based functions, using aerial query based functions or extraction based functions, we will do this normalization of the events. Okay, So everything is a backend process. This is backend process, converting that logs from or rescaling of the logs. Rescaling of the logs. Okay, so that is about overall. So as I said, by default, it will support all these. Okay, so QRadar itself, it will support. If you want to write or if you want to enable, just you have to raise a support case with the vendor, then they will come to online, and we have to, whatever event log it is not doing the normalization, we have to give to that normalization log to them or raw log to them, and then they will do the completely this normalization part using that those three scenarios. One is maybe calculation based, one is extraction based, one is okay, aerial query based, using these three different types of options. That is custom event properties. Next one is data obfuscation. So I don't know how to pronounce this one. Otherwise, we can say be silent obfuscation. So be silent obfuscation management. So why we have to, okay, so use this method basically. So example, you are working on SOC operations, right? So SOC operations, okay, so on the front end, we will see lot of PII data. What is mean by that? So example, personal identifiable information, okay. So, and also credit card related data, debit card related data, and also PIN numbers will be there. Example, somebody is, okay, so going and also they are transferring money in the, so ATM cards or maybe in the net banking through third party transfer. Okay, so in that scenario, so and also they maybe in Amazon or maybe Flipkart, they are doing some online banking options. So whenever you want to do the online payment and also you are entering the credit card related data or debit card related data or net banking information. So what the SOC analyst, those logs will come to the SOC operations, right? Example, see whatever applications it is there in our organization level, all those logs it will come to you. But those sensitive data, if you are seeing those sensitive data, example credit card data, debit card data, PIN numbers, okay, so and also mobile numbers, even mobile numbers also confidential. So those numbers we should not see, right? So for those type of things, hope you are understanding. So data obfuscation management, when we will use, so if you want to make that one is a false information, what are sensitive data of the, okay, so applications or end users information is there, it will make like a false information. Using this data management, we'll make it like a false information. So SOC team should not see this one. So why? Because when you are whenever end user is entering, as I said, for couple of examples I given, whenever he is doing the online payment. So example, Amazon itself we can take. You will enter the your maybe cash on delivery is different case. Otherwise, some other people they will do all these multiple options. Okay, so like a debit card or credit card or net banking. In that scenario, they have to enter the account numbers, mobile numbers. They have to enter the credit card data, debit card data, and so on. So Amazon side also SOC team will be there. For Amazon company also SOC team obviously it will be there, right? For Amazon people, whoever SOC team is there, those SOC team they will see all over the worldwide customers related debit card data, credit card related data. So because we are doing the payment using the Amazon related, I mean debit card or credit card related data or PIN numbers also. So if you want to mask all those information, we have to use this feature. So we have to make that data sensitive information, that sensitive data, whatever these information called it, sensitive data, PII data as well as PHI, personal identifiable information, personal health information, and what is all these sensitive related data information. The data obfuscation management, if you are using, so this engine, what it will do, it will convert that numbers to into. Okay, so like whenever you are seeing, it will show like a cross. Nobody can see that data. So how it is possible that into, because of this one only. Even backend whatever logs are generated for what are PII data or PHI data or even sensitive data related. So SOC operations team, whenever they are analyzing the logs, whenever they are analyzing the logs, they should not see all the sensitive data, right? In that scenario, we will enable this option. Hope everybody is clarified. Okay, so how to do this one? Using this option we have to enable. So there are multiple options we have to implement in such a way. SOC operations of example whatever I explained, so that Amazon SOC team should not see all over the worldwide end users or customers related whoever is placing the orders in the Amazon shopping related website. So for that scenario we have to use this option. Okay, so example profile name is, I can put sensitive data exfiltration, otherwise data exfiltration, or else I can put is unclear. Okay, unclear. Hey guys, sorry. So obfuscation meaning, basically what is the meaning here is unclear or unintelligible. So this IBM QRadar databases, it will make those sensitive data completely, whatever sensitive data is there for those logs or events whatever we are receiving, it will make unclear to the SOC operations team. Okay, so that is the meaning basically. Okay, so here profile descriptions, if you want to give something provider, so these are all the different types of IBM JCE. This is one engine they are using. Algorithm is JCE algorithm. Java related some engine algorithm, this one Java cryptographic engine algorithm. JCE means Java cryptographic algorithm. They have their own customized algorithm, so it will use encryption basically. How that will make unclear, how it will completely make unclear or unintelligible. Hey guys, apologies here. So it will use, how it will make unclear of the data, it will use cryptography algorithms. So symmetric or asymmetric cryptography algorithms it will use. Indirectly it will encrypt the data, so that SOC operations teams, they should not these data, not only SOC operations, in between any attacker is trying to do these attacks, it will make those data of the sensitive related data, it will make completely encrypted, and it should not be, nobody can see the data. So how it will make encrypted? Using this one Java cryptographic algorithms, JCE. So that is supporting by customized algorithm from the IBM QRadar vendor. So they have different types of bit size. One is 512 and one is 1024 bits. Okay, this one already we have seen under the cryptographic algorithms, right? So using that cryptographic algorithms, so we have to encrypt the data, so we have to provide the password. Example, so this one is key store certificate CN is, this is a certificate of the IBM QRadar. So example, this one, whatever our management console is there, that management console related certificate, so that is the, okay, so certificate here. Okay, and key store password, example 12345 something like that, we will give the key password, and we have to encrypt. So and then we have to submit. So in such a way, so whatever data it is coming on the IBM QRadar, nobody can see, especially sensitive data. because it is encrypting those data, but not logs. Whatever sensitive data is there, only that sensitive data only can be encrypted, not everything. So payload we can see, okay, so usernames we can see, source IPs we can see, destination IPs we can see. So all other options we can see except this payload and sensitive data we cannot see. So using these options we will encrypt.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
How this tool identify the sensitive data?
Sorry. Yeah,
How this
backend, that is
tool?
what I said. See how it will identify PI data and also PHI data. So PI data or PHI data, see backend we have different types of databases will be there. So as I said, PostgreSQL database, and also we have no, tool will not identify. We have to write the queries on these PostgreSQL database and also ARL queries languages we have to use. In such a way, backend development teams they will develop the programs. Development teams they will develop the programs. Example, whoever is trying to access these databases on the database level, they will do the field level encryption or row level encryptions or columns levels encryptions. What is meant by that one? So example, whenever somebody's data is going and storing on the database of these respective curators databases, first it has to do the hash values, and in front of that one it will do the salt values, so that nobody can see the data. In such a way they will implement the cryptography algorithms. In such a they will develop the backend developers. So for every product backend some development team will be there, right? So the development team they will develop these programs and codes. Okay, so in such a way attacker point of view, even for developing of these products also, security design guidelines they will implement, and also security team they will provide. Okay, so these are all the things we have to implement to take care of the sensitive data exposure. Got it? Okay, so that is about the data obfuscation management. Next one is the custom actions. This is for the anything related to customizations. If we want to do, we have to go for this one. So any other things except any other data, anything if you want to do it, any additional thing, so we will use this customization related. So most of the cases Python or Ansible or any other fields, some of the scripts we will enter in this one, and we will interpret that one using different types of scripting languages. Okay, so using bash or mainly for the automation purpose we have to use this one. Okay, so if you want to make whatever by default QRadar is supporting, any additional things you want to make like automations, in that scenario we have to define this one. By default we will not enable this one, we have to keep it like as it is. And the next one is so vulnerability. So this one, as I said, I will discuss once we complete this one. We'll go for the assets tab. Okay, so these tabs are mainly for the logs integration purpose and also normalization purpose and also parsing purpose. Logs integration, parsing, normalization, and also take care of the sensitive data information exposure. So mainly for those purpose we have to use these data sources. And why we have to this vulnerability section we have? So mainly for the vulnerability scanning purpose. So as I said, if you want to integrate, if you want to make vulnerable IBM QRadar itself as a vulnerability scanner, if you want to integrate vulnerabilities also, so in that scenario we have to use this one. So VS scanner means vulnerability assessment scanner, and we have to come here and we have to add respect to scanner name example Nessus. Okay, description, and also we have management host. So management host is our main, this one you can see our trial version of the IBM QRadar. So management IP. So management IP. So next one is management IP means how can we access the device, that's called management IP. Type of the scanner, whatever scanner you are using and you want to integrate with IBM QRadar, whether you are in SS or Qualys or Tripwire or Rapid7 or Nexpose or IBM App Scanner. So there are multiple, there are more than 20 to 30, not 20 to 30, more than 50 scanners are available. Even Nmap is also one of the open source type. I don't think it will support Nmap. It is not there. Okay. So if you want to integrate those third-party tools, we have to use the, yeah, Nmap also there. I didn't see. Yeah. So Nessus scanner example, and Nessus version, right now Nessus version is 6. Okay. Host name of the Nessus, we have to give the host name of the Nessus, example ctesnessus.com. So if you are entering anything wrong, so in that scenario it will not take it, and also username and password of the Nessus we have to provide correctly, otherwise it will not accept it. Let me try whether it will work or not. So whatever, okay, so scanning of that particular range. So where we have to put this Nessus scanner? Anyone? Where we have to put this Nessus scanner? We have to put our in our data centers. So wherever, okay, servers, wherever servers are located, those servers locations we have to put these scanners. Okay, and we are integrating with IBM QRadar. Then you see we have already Nessus tool is there. Why we have to use this one IBM QRadar? Because in IBM QRadar, if you are integrating vulnerability management, and also according to that one, even IBM QRadar can define what is the risk is involved. Okay, what is the risk is involved. So what are the vulnerabilities are there? For that reason, normally we have to integrate this one. As I said several times, normally most of the organizations, they will not use this concept. Separately dedicated third-party tools they will use to scan, and also we have separate team will be there, dedicated team will be there. That is called vulnerability management team. Vulnerability management team is there. Their job is to run the scans and also to generate the reports and to analyze the reports, to share those reports with respective Windows team and Linux team. So that is the job. Then why we have, maybe you can ask the question, why we have to integrate here? So using that vulnerabilities, even we can create using mid-tree attack and also using some other options. Okay, what our vulnerabilities are generating, we can create the correlation rules. According to those vulnerabilities, whatever it is generating, even those logs it will hit these, even backend some logs will be generated for these vulnerability scanners also. Vulnerability scanners also backend it will generate some logs, backend it will generate some vulnerabilities. Those logs also we can integrate with our IBM QRadar in such a way we can take care of both vulnerability management as well as the SOC operations in a single tool. So that's why we have to take care of this one. So range of the, okay, CIDR. CIDR means here IP address range. Not valid. So that means I entered wrong here. So I added Nessus scanner here now, example, and range of the IP addresses is 10.10.0.0. This is example in my Bangalore location. This Nessus scanner is already deployed. This Nessus scanner is already deployed. Okay, so example only. Now I completed scanner here. What I have to do now? I have to go back to here, assets tab, and I have to click on VS scan. Now I have to add. So when I adding previously, we got some error. First you can create the scanner, then you can come back to here. That's what it said, right? Let's see now. Yeah, now it is, you can see VS scanner. I added Nessus scanner. Just now I give a name. A network range of the IP address is 10.10.0.0 range, and priority is example low or high. And so when do you want to schedule this scan? Whether you want to scan it today or tomorrow and so on. So then you can save button. So example 212, okay, so ports. So if you want to add any additional ports also, you can provide those port numbers. Example 22, SSH port number. So port number 80, port number 443. So port number 445. So these are all some of the port numbers. Otherwise, you can give total range of the ports, total entire ports. it will do scanning of the OS as well as the port scanning also. Okay, and interval is 5 minutes. Example. Now 2:12 a.m. So that is the schedule time I provided. 2:12 a.m. automatically it will schedule the scan and it will generate the reports. Okay, that reports we can see. So this is the way how to create the scanning. Okay, those logs also it will go to the curator tool, and in the curator tool, if you are creating any vulnerability related as correlation rules, according to that one it will generate the reports. Example, those vulnerabilities exist, those vulnerabilities like weak SSH encryption, weak SSL TLS ciphers we are using. Okay, so weak RPM packages outdated version, Oracle Java outdated versions. For those type of things, okay, so if you are doing the correlation rules, it will generate. Example, it will mitigate some of the attacks like poodle attack. Hello, hey guys, are able to hear? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sorry guys.
Sir.
Okay. Okay, in this way we have to schedule the scans and we have to run the scans. Our next topic is the vulnerability assessment only. Now I will go for vulnerability assessment. This is overall IBM QRadar. This is overall IBM QRadar. As I said, okay, don't go for too much in-depth analysis for implementation wise as of now. Okay, so don't go for too much in-depth analysis. Okay, so our main focus is security investigations. Security investigations we will do under offenses tab only. So offenses tab, log activity tab, network activity tab, service notification tool. These three things only you can go and you can do the investigations. If you want to go and you want to learn for admin tab, that is okay, fine. But don't too much you can concentrate on the admin tab. Maybe after 1 year or maybe after 2 years, completely you are going for the okay. So support level is okay. Support, for example, you completed 2 years support related operations. Then you want to go for the implementations, SIM implementation. In that time, you can go for these how to configure, how to do the implementations, troubleshooting, and so on. As of now, you can focus on the incident investigations only. Okay. Vulnerability assessment tool. So this is the overall about IBM QRadar. If possible, okay. So we have one more tool name is called Elin Vault. Okay. Okay. So maybe I will try to show you next Saturday. Next Saturday, I will try to show you Elin Vault. Elin Vault, one of the open source tool is there, but now that one is acquired by AT&T. So AT&T is acquired by Elin Vault, and I think now they are not giving the free demo tool. Previously, the free demo tool is available. We can go and we can verify how to receive the alerts, what are the IOC information and IO information, and so on. Those informations. But in the last batch also, so I thought to show Ellen Watt. Unfortunately, they're not showing free demo tool. We have couple of tools are available with me. So example Splunk and also Forti-SIEM, okay, IBM QRadar, some other tools. But problem is all those are clients related tools. Okay, so all those tools has the okay IP addresses and also some of the confidential data. So MAC addresses, IP addresses. Okay, so end user related names and so on, right? So we cannot show that one in the practically to everyone because we are recording this one. What happened? I will explain you. 2019, when I was teaching the classes, uh, I showed you practically everything. So I showed you practically whatever tool I was using in my previous organization. So that is in the similar way. Okay, so I was showing and I was recording all these recording sessions. That recording session went to multiple people. So that is basically my okay current previous organization related data. So that IP addresses, MAC addresses, everything is there. Because if my company was came to know that, okay, so I'm sharing all those data, immediately my termination will be there. Okay, so that virus also went to couple of people. Okay, because if I'm sharing these records with you, only will keep with you. Obviously, will share with other people also. Obviously, this is common. Okay, so that's why normally I will show that I will not show that production related tools to anyone. Not only me, even if you are joining in a company, so you will not share your confidential data to other people. So that's why I'm showing all these tools related to demos only. Okay. So, but anyway, that's fine. So now I will go for the vulnerability management tool. So this tool I will not record. Why? Because this is my company related tool. Okay, my company related tool. This confidential data. Okay, so this I will stop recording this option. Please, you don't capture in your mobiles and even in your laptops also. Why? Because there are a lot of IP addresses, lot of policies, lot of confidential data is there. Okay, related to tool. So that's why I'm not recording this session. Okay, so up to now it is completed IBM QRadar. So we have practical scenario based questions are there. That practical scenario based questions we can see from Monday. So today evening class and now we can go for vulnerability management tool, and tomorrow we'll go for FortiGate firewall, and Monday onwards we can discuss some of the practical scenario based questions. Okay, so then next week we will see some other pending topics what are it is there for entire syllabus. So that is about overall. So I'm stop recording now.